That's exactly what we want to see, Blood. We want to get right back into the action as quickly as possible. The final map here, Overpass, we're just getting some network issues fixed as they usually do plague this scene. But unfortunately, or should I say fortunately, we're right back into the action. It's going to be trying to take this win, to remind you. Probably only one round up. We're right back into things. Maybe that second round force fight coming in from Bren. 3 AKs in play, 2 Deagles, a little bit of utility, and a real chance of finding the second round win.
Have opted to go for the Force. It's reasonable. I mean, it is the current meta, right? You just go for the AK-47s being dropped by Derek and Pro. Honestly, I'd rather Derek have an AK, but hey, you know, it's an old simple conundrum. Derek's so good that he can wield it with the Deagle, so why do you want to give him an AK-47? But 3 AKs, bit of utility. Couple of flashes, couple of smokes, one Molotov for Poppy, and Pro and Derek with the Desert Eagle. Dobu playing a little bit up close there. He has backup in the form of 9, but is Ja going to check this angle? Dobu, he peeks on out. Wit's going to get the kill, and now Ja, he can just push on up and get this kill. I don't think 9's going to be expecting Ja to be so up close. He will find Wits. No, he won't. Wits, 2 huge kills. And with that, things have looking a little rough here for the Mongolian side. NCL's going to find nothing as well. And it's going to come down to Cabal and Urkas to make something work. The bomb heading over towards B. And Urkas, unfortunately, he's coming from T-Spawn. He has no idea that they've actually headed to the B bomb site. They have been completely, utterly bamboozled.
Well, the bomb planted. And Bren, after losing the pistol, come back immediately into winning this one. And that's exactly what you want to see. They come into the pistol round with a plan, and that's a good sign for me. Although it may not have been the best of plans, it may not have went to plan. At least they have one, and that's definitely a good sign, showing that they have some sort of preparation or some sort of game plan coming into Overpass. And in this round, they do a pretty good job at finding success. And now Urcast, alongside Cabal, wanting to save over these 2 rifles, and Bren. Well, a round picked up for them. They lose the pistol, but they find the follow-up. 1-1.
1-1, the Force by working wonderfully. The Wits, again, I mean, he doesn't necessarily need an AWP. Just 3 AK-47's enough. Thought I'd find 1, not a second kill. And for Tiger, playing around where they didn't really go for the info plays. They were playing it a little bit passively, just waiting to, you know, try and peek with the flashbangs, and that means, you know, allowed Bren basically to creep on up very, very deep into the bathrooms area. And of course, helped out with the fact that Wit's getting 2 massive kills into the players with the rifles. But at least for Bren, at least for Tiger, they will still go for the buy here. They have the AK, the M4, AK picked up, MP9, scout in the hands of Dobu, and utility a little bit sparse though. No incendiary early on to probably try and keep Bren, and as you say that, there disconnects again.
Well, that's not a good sign.
Not at all.
Aaron is back.
That's a good sign.
That's a very good sign. And he's got... And no, we're getting right back into things, hopefully very, very shortly. We take a look, it's going to be... Kevlar picked up immediately here for Pro. He doesn't have enough money to get an AK. Will sacrifice a bit of utility, but certainly get one through. Take a look at what Tiger do have. It's going to be an MP9, a Scout, an AK, M4. This ain't so bad, actually, for Tiger. Especially if one of these guns get picked up off of the T side, then NZL will have a rifle as well. Everybody will have a gun. Then we're going to start to look at a scary scenario. So, Bren, they need to win this round. Economy on the line for both teams. Relatively similar buy, actually. And you can see Bren kind of fumbling, trying to figure out what they need to do here. Oh, not the quickness of spawn exits. And there we go. Okay, it's a restart. That makes sense, Blair. I was a little confused as to what was going on there.
Yeah, that's at least good to know. Obviously, we can hear the takes, but we're not privy to the chat as to what the players are typing out. And while sometimes the chat is really funny, and you get some of these really Reddit worthy moments, but at times, I won't lie, sometimes I'm actually glad that the chat's not visible to the viewers.
Oh, definitely. But then again, they can just download the demo and see what's going on anyway. So I'm pretty sure they can still check it out eventually.
Here we go. Freeze, I'm counting down. This map has been a little bit of a stop and go so far.
It's been a false start where you've had disqualification, you know. When we get into things, it's going to be Tiger with the M4, AK, MP9, Scout, and the P250. Certainly not a bad buy overall. Couple of deagles, mixture of AKs. It's like a second round force buy all over again here for Bren. And we'll see if they can make this work. We'll see if they can turn it into 2 rounds. 9. Oh, he's going to be up here taking the shot down on towards Wits. He drops him down to 31 HP.
Peak from Wits. Now, it is ballsy, but it does pay out for him, right? The fact that he's able to peer down towards long range, finds out that there's no one there. They face him, they fall on back, so he can relinquish that long position. And there's a player playing up close to his bathrooms, that is Dobu, and he's got a very important role to play. I would not want him to peek on out wide, and I like Dobu, man, but some of his plays are just so unnecessary.
Yeah, I feel like he's one of those players is kind of... He's like coal, right? As in the mineral coal. And eventually, when you put enough pressure on him, you keep refining him, he will become a diamond player. And that's the effort. He has potential there. And he's still useful, but not as good as a diamond. And eventually he could become that.
Well, diamond or coal, we'll find out. Could even be graphite. Honestly, I feel like graphite's a better version of carbon than diamonds.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like we haven't explored graphite enough yet.
Unless you can ride with it. You can't ride with a diamond. But he can get kills with the AK. But yeah, go on.
I think there's like you can use graphite, turn it, and I can't remember what it is, the chemical or... Okay, we'll get right back to that. Now it's a 3 versus 2. 30 seconds left, flash going up into the air, it's Urcast. We're looking back in behind him. 3 players currently on this upper bomb site, looking into the left side though. That's going to be the issue for Urcast. He needs to be careful that he doesn't get caught off to this left side. Unfortunately, that's what will happen. And Cabal probably realizes now that he's lost his teammate, that winning this round becomes almost impossible. So he's stuck in the connector. He's going to try and find at least one player. The T-side economy again is looking rough, but Papachulo, he will take him down. And that's 2-1 on the board. Bren Esports off to a pretty good start after losing the pistol round. They can be relatively happy with what's going on right now. And knowing what's coming up next, this could be Tiger just on an eco. So this should be a round that Bren pick up as well. I think you can... So that's the point. It was graphite. You can actually mix it with something... I can't remember what it was called, but it turns into graphene, right? You can... it's such a thin element that you can actually use that to sieve out salt out of water. And so you can turn salt water into normal drinking water. So it's pretty interesting.
And can you also, like, I forgot which version of graphite it was, but I also heard it could be used as not a semiconductor, but like a very good conductor. I could be wrong there. My engineering days are way behind me. But yeah, I think graphite's way more useful than diamonds. There we go. Straight right there. You going
to be a diamond, or you going to be graphite?
I think it's both. I think it's almost like Schrodinger's cat, where at times he's incredible, and at times you're like, why have you done this, Dobu? But it's a full stack. I like this. I don't see this particular stack that often. But Bren have opted to head towards the B bomb site. They made their way. They find it empty. It's going to be 3-1. Yeah, should have a very comfortable time getting a few kills. He gets dinged down, though, in a wild spray. Just the 2 kills, and an AK will be retrieved for Tiger. But for Bren, they just lose the AK, and I guess Wits might just be going in on the hunt here, just trying to farm a little bit more cash. But Bren, they timed out, they come back, and I feel like this has been a pretty good showing. And the AK-47 won't be salvaged. He's just going to come running in. Cabal sticking on around, and it's all on Urcast. He will find Pro. But I don't think he's going to survive there. There you go. Poppy's going to finish it off. But 3-1. Off to a great start for Bren. This is after the dropping of dust too, right? And T-side of Overpass getting 3 rounds here, especially after losing the first one. This has been a pretty solid showing from the Filipino side, at least early on in map number 3.
Well, utility going up and diving down in towards the exit of spawn. Dobu thinks better of actually going for that peek, so he's going to come back to the bathrooms and play a more passive position. Bren tosses a little bit of utility over towards B, trying to shake up this defense a little bit. But for the most part, Bren is sending those players out towards A long, and 9. He's hiding in behind the tree. It's shrouding him at the moment, but he's been spotted. A little too much poking out for the other side, and Papachulo will take him down easily without a fight coming his way. An advantage picked up for Bren.
Well, Bren doing a very, very good job so far. Recovering, and right now looking like they are definitely in the driver's seat. Tiger are playing minute on the clock. They have opted to play on the bomb site now. I would like to see a little bit of utility usage here from Bren, and well, the guns are going to sing out loud. Derek, okay, finishes off Jaw. Cabal getting, I can't even call it a trade, I guess, but then Poppy is going to shut it down, leaving it all in Urcast. Now, the 1v2, this is winnable for Mr. Urcast, but it's not going to be that easy. If he finds Poppy, we'll spot him out, but Poppy, quick to the trigger, 3k for Mr. Poppy. With that 4-1, that was a buy from Tiger again, Dinko. And again, they'll have to go just with the pistols here. Bren, they're looking good here in Overpass. Maybe today. Today's a day. Today's the day they finally get this long coveted win, which they've been waiting for over some of the top teams in the region. They've been looking very good against some of the SCA teams, and any team which is not in the top 4. They haven't been able to beat Tyloo, they haven't been able to beat Vici, and I don't think they faced Tiger anytime recently, but yeah, they do tend to struggle against these teams, like, you know, the Invictuses and the Vicis and Tyloos. But if they manage to take the scalp off Tiger here, that's a Tiger skin they're going to be wearing very, very proudly in the PAL 2020.
We've got to take turns on wearing it. You know, it's not very cool if you just have like one little patch of Tiger. You have to share the coat, or you can always just buy a team house and then put the Tiger on the floor as a rug or something.
True. Have you seen some of this? I remember seeing my very first like Tiger rug. It was massive.
I think I've only ever seen fake ones. Like, I've never seen a real one.
I saw a real one in a museum or something, and it just, I feel like when you watch it on movies or television or whatever, it doesn't really do justice to how absolutely monstrously big some of the big cats are.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Kind of funny because we call them big cats. But all right, hold on. Tiger, they don't really have much of claws to work with this one, but they do find Derek. It's the pistols. I like this. They show themselves towards short and immediately 3 players heading towards a bomb site.
This is perfect for the T side. Now they only have Urcast to deal with. He's got to go huge. The first kill, oh, he just looks away immediately. Okay. -1 goes to immediately smoke his tunnel off. Instead, probably should have kept his gun out. Now the push comes through, it's Papachulo and Wits finding the shots back, but it's Cabal on the 5-7 that's come in to the B bomb site. They're looking at a bomb plant through the smoke covering them off, but Wits is only going to get 1, and now it's into a 1 versus 1. NCL can pull this off for the CT side. He has a CZ, Pro just back on the ramp area. Bomb will be ticking. NCL would desperately love a rifle here. That would certainly make things a lot more winnable for him. He doesn't have a kit, so now he needs to run on towards the bomb site. Immediately taps, hoping to pull Pro into the open, but it's not going to work. Pro, the patience pays off, and he knows that NCL is not a pro, so he faked.
Jesus.
It works.
You know what? It's been a long day, Dinka. It's fine.
I was trying to work something out.
Oh, drone time.
Yeah, we're going to see someone pop out of the drone, and it's going to be Mr. Ja, the photographer. He's used 1 flashbang. I mean, it doesn't really say much that he is the photographer, and he's used 1 flash.
Hey, that's a good photographer. When you just need a 1 flash to you know, get a perfect picture, win the round. There you have it. I love these small little stats. Of course, it took me like a couple of games to get the hang of it, but it's obviously the stats from the previous round. All right, looks like we're back.
Okay, so we are back. Cool. We're getting into the action. We have lost the player in the meantime, so that's a little unfortunate.
It's all gone wrong.
Yeah, that's like one of those two fighting storms, like when the magician or the what's the magician? Yeah, magician, right? He just throws a little dust down and it pops up and then he's gone. He's disappeared. This is what this player's done.
Oh. Who's the one who keeps... Oh, there we go. Is it Poppy who keeps dropping out?
Oh no, I think so. Right?
Oh, maybe. But at least he got the clutch before he dropped out, so that works in out. I love Counter-Strike player names, and I especially love, like, the...
Asian Counter-Strike has some of the
Asian
craziest names. And then there's just Eric.
I like Derek. I think one of my favorite names is one of the players who's not playing in the PAL 2020. Well, BNW Gigs, the Thai player, who's right now playing for Huat Zai, the Singaporean mix. But his name is so weird. So it's BNW Gigs, like Giggs. And for the longest time, like BNW Gigs. It's a weird name, but I'm like, all right, I'll just call him Gigs. And then later I speak to one of my Thai friends who, CS friend, and he's like, it's actually pronounced Thep Gigs. I'm like, how the hell does BNW translate to Thep, like THEP? Well, in the Thai language, their letters, there are 3 letters which resemble like the English B and W, and that's actually pronounced Thep, and that means godlike. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of lore for a player who's probably never going to even play a major. Unnecessary little stats, and why is they call me the Asian expert? Because I know stuff which no one needs to know about. It's completely irrelevant information, but hey, I spout it out once in a while, and then I sound smart.
Well, I do remember you telling me that one day, and it is pretty mental that I'm sure there's so many scenarios like that as well. I think Boomich is another one, it's like on a smaller scale as well. But 9, he's going to take down Ja. It's going to be an opening kill coming in for Tiger. And while Bren, a man down here on the T side. How many times do we see them do good work on the T side, though? They seem to be good for definitely a few rounds, at least on this T side, especially if they get off to a good start. I'm not going to get too confident in the team until we see the second half. So if they get a few more on this T side, they get a good half in, I still can't be confident for them. And that's a sad thing.
It is indeed a sad thing, but right now for Tiger, I feel like rather like for Bren winning this game, firstly it's going to be if they win this game, that is, which is looking very good right now. First, it's going to be a big win for them. It's going to be a statement for Bren that they can kind of hold their own against some of the big boys. Although I still feel like Tyler and Vici are a step ahead of them. But mainly for Tiger, I think it's going to be a massive blow to their I wouldn't say reputation, but they haven't like gone out telling people, oh, we're the best team out here right now in Asia, but more like, it's a game they should win, right? Because they still have some other serious opposition remaining for them. But 9, let's see what he does here. It's a 1v2. I think he knows where Derek is. Spots out a bullet. Vasco comes in. Execution from behind, but Pro, perfect timing on the peak, and he will survive another round clutched and going the way of Bren. But yeah, I feel like it's a bigger loss for Tiger if they lose this game than it is a bigger win for Bren, if that makes sense in any way.
I get it. I get it from that perspective, yeah. Because Tiger, I mean, they're coming in as the defending champions in the RMR tournament. Coming into this matchup, losing against a team that's come through the qualifier. Like that just doesn't fly here, unfortunately, for the Tiger side. It's looking really good for Bren at the moment. 6-1 up. Tiger on the Deagles again.
Always dangerous are these teams with the Deagles, of course. I think Invictus are a whole different beast altogether when it comes to the Desert Eagles. 6-1, a start, a series which I feel has definitely not played out the way we expected to. And I feel like almost all the games we've had yesterday and today more or less played out how we expected it to go. Yeah, some of the series were a little bit more longer, a little bit more messier here and there, but this has just been topsy-turvy, complete opposite of what we expected. We called for a 2 over Tiger, Bren just destroying Tiger in the first half of map 1 before they closed it out, and the Tiger just waking up a duster. I think that was expected, but this, the 6-1 started T side of Overpass, I was 100% not expecting that, and I doubt any of us were.
Wits takes down Dobu. Urkat's position could be huge though. As they run around the corner, they're going to be checking in, but it's We have full check. Derek able to find the headshot. Urkas probably looked like he was going to get one there, but unfortunately cannot make it happen. Jack comes back in, gets rid of Cabal. Another push into the B-bomb site. May just be faltered by NCL. He gets one kill. That's obviously not going to be enough here. So one kill, at least it's something. It's not the clean sheet for Bren, but for the most part, this team will be happy. You know, take too many casualties, allow the economy to really grow and get his legs stretched. I wish Mitch would do that too. I bet he wishes he could. And now it's 7-1. Bren taking the lead by convincing margin now. We do see a buy coming back in from Tiger. They have the money injected into their accounts.
We haven't seen much of posturing from Tiger towards the mid area, towards the fountain area, have we? It's just been kind of like we have 9 with the op towards long. We've been trying to find a pick. The bathroom's control seems to be a little lackluster, but then again, we really haven't seen too many buys coming out either for the CTs. A little bit of a head-to-head there right now. It is Urkas versus John. Jaws looking good. Only player to hit double digits so far, 10 kills for him. Closely followed, of course, by Wits on 9. And I like how for Bren, it like the different players taking turns, right, stepping up. We had Derek, we had Wits, and on Dust too. Even though they lost, it was still a decent showing from Mr. Wits. Poppy and Pro coming in some clutch rounds here and there. And this time around, Jaws' turn.
Oh, well, Pavichulo connecting onto Cabal to give the opening kill to Bren. To a round that Tiger desperately need to win. Urkas has got water control, so at least it's some sort of trade-off, at least something for the initial kill that they've taken. Bren, so much time to play with, man advantage, all the utility in the world, but it comes down to whether or not Derek can find Urkas, and it's just not going to be expected. Urkas takes one, tosses the Molotov down as well, following up with a smoke, but he's going to be caught out with utility in his hand again. This time from the connector, Jads is taken down, but he is replied upon by NCL. At least one more kill coming back through, and the trades are available, so Tiger at least doing a good job on that front. Now we're into a 3 versus 3.
Versus 3. Dobu. Back turned. Now, if Woods checks this, the angle is right. He could find it, but I think timing might work out for Urkas, or maybe not. He's looking too many directions. Unfortunate timing for him, and Woods immediately plucks his head off his shoulders, and with that, this is the Molotov. 30 seconds. They could just hold W and just head towards an A bomb site and just force it out. But Poppy trying to sell a little bit of a fake towards B. Is that going to keep that one player? Yes, it is. 9's going to stick around towards the B bomb site. That one nade keeping him occupied. And then the callers come in, and now instead they're going to be heading towards A NCL. He doesn't know what to do. Numbers going to get punched in. It's a 3v2. 3v3, they will have to go for the save. Bren, they just played that perfectly. Woods gets the kill, that little bit of a final nade there from Poppy, selling that fake. And Tiger just like caught rotating from A to B to B to A. And they have to hold on to their guns here. With that 8-1 from Bren, I think, honestly, I feel like that's the win condition almost met for the Filipino side.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job right now. And that's why I was saying I wanted them to start on this T side. And they lost the knife round, and Tiger have actually given them the opportunity to get onto this T side. I honestly just think any map that they play, you just gotta expect it. No matter if it's Overpass or Train or any of those maps, you kind of want them to be on the T side. It's kind of strange to say, but they just do most of their heavy lifting on this side. Utility file, Mr. Wits. 33 grenades used. Weapon of choice, the AK-47. Had one bomb plant as well. A lot of utility used up. And a lot of good work for his team on that front. Currently 10-3 as well. He's having a good performance. It's kind of continue across the series, really.
And kind of like the reason why I said they've almost met the win condition is because Bren's CD side, we really haven't seen much from them, have we? Like, Mirage almost fell apart. Like, Tiger almost brought it back before Bren able to close it out 16-12. Coming down a lot of clutches actually going their way. That is a ballsy peek from Doba with Wits with the quick trade. Urkas Sorry, Ritz rather with a quick opening. Urkas replying back now. NCL, the timing is good. He gets the kill. This is his cue to fall on back. They've got the man advantage. And this is where Tigers just falls all the way back to the bomb sites. Play the 2v2 splits. Play default. But Nine still sticking around. I am not a big fan of that, Dinko. Pro spotted out the barrel. That's a free kill for him unless there's a quick flick from Nine. That's not going to happen. So man advantage neutralized again. And Bren, again sending the fake towards a bomb site. It is going to be Pro trying to make something work, but Cabal, he's not budging this time around.
I was saying up here, Derry coming through. What? I think he kind of like offset his crosshair just before the push came in, but Witz does take down his own teammate, so that is a bit of an issue. But Urkas gets aggressive, denies the bomb plant, and now it's all under Pro. Nowhere on the other side. He is on his own. A 1 versus 2 in total. Coming back in from Monster, there at least is 25 seconds to play with here, so he has a little bit of time, albeit very little. He'll look towards Heaven. He has to expect Urkas' position. Now NCL peeks up, they go up together, but it doesn't matter. NCL still available for the kill, and finally Tiger will get another round. That's not the greatest round for Bren, I have to say. A little bit shaky from start to finish.
Well, 8-2 though. You can't really scoff at that. And the Tiger, yeah, they win a round, but again, how close you want to make it. It was a 4v3. You have the man advantage. I don't know why 9 was still sticking around. There are too many holes in the defense. They're relying on too many things. They're relying on Bren not poking into certain angles. They're relying on Bren not pushing up certain positions on the map. And that's not consistent. You can't have a CD side based off what you think your opponents have got to do. You have to have your protocols right. You have to have all your little holes filled up. And honestly, this has been firstly a great T side from Bren, but also a terrible CD side from Tiger. I mean, just a dry peek out. Why is the second player not peeking out with Dobu? Like, just to 1 kill there? I'd rather NCL have peeked with Dobu, ensuring that the trade at least does take place. Urkas now pushing up towards Connector. He might get the kill. Yes, he will on the Derek. Nice position compromised. This is where things started to look a little grim for Bren here. Poppy spotted out. The aggression of Tiger finally working out, but Urkas continuing to hold W. And he's going to actually flank them. Poppy, I don't think he's aware of Poppy's position, but this could just fall on the bar. He's going to spot the bomb right in front of him. And I think Tiger have had enough of it, Dinko. I think they just want to take the fight to Bren at this point.
They've had enough of the respect and letting Bren walk over the top of them. Now they go on the individual front, and Urkas gets from behind. What's going down, Cabal as well, and it's just Papachulo, last remaining player, and on 15 HP as well. 25 seconds in play, 3 players to collect here, and the bomb nowhere near his possession. Third round on the board for Tiger. If they recover this half to 8-7, which is the best case scenario, and still a little unlikely with Bren's performance definitely being good on the T side. You expect maybe at least 1 more coming in from this Bren side. I think, like you said a little bit earlier on, Bren are still going to be happy with this nonetheless. You know, if they lose the rest of the rounds in this half, it's still a pretty good T half on Overpass. But with the margin that they've got, they would expect a little bit more and hope for more, but Patachula does get into the next round.
Well, drone time, Dinko. What do we have now? Pro. Blame it on the lag. I just love these small little names they come up with over here in PGL, but 5 times Bomb Planet. You know what? I want a player like that in my team. I want someone like Pro in my team.
Yeah, just the designated Bomb Planter. I mean, it does help because I've lost count of the teams in qualifiers and smaller tournaments that I've casted that forget the bomb.
Or your matchmaking team, for example.
Yes, and that is very triggering.
Ooh. Oh. Ooh, that was quick from Derek. That was so quick. He gets tagged, like barely gets tagged, immediately reacts, plucks Cabal's head. And with that, early man advantage. So, Bren lost a couple in a row. I like the re-aggression. Urkas catching it. Derek turns around, but Ja with a quick trade. There's 1 player on the B bomb side. That is going to be NCL caught out in the open. Bomb side just rested away from the Mongolians. Tigers. They have looked pretty tame, Dinko. They look a little toothless as well, which is such a far cry from what we saw from them on Dust 2. And usually, if you talk about Tigers, you don't expect them to really, you know, be that deadly in a map like Dust 2, where there's too much sand and not lack of grass and whatnot. But right now, Urban Warfare not really working out. 9 with a nice shot under Wits. but they want to hold on to their weapons here. There's nothing in the bank, and even with the save, it's still going to be a very rough buy for the Mongolian side.
9-3. Now, we did see a bit of a comeback from Tiger. You have to remember back on Mirage as well, where Bren did walk away with a very convincing half lead. It was 11-4. It went on to lose quite a few rounds. Tiger were on a bit of a comeback trail. I started to get worried for Bren there. But same could happen here on Overpass if Tiger have a better T side. Right now, they're looking real rough over on the defensive side of things. But I've given up on counting these teams out of matches. You know, when you think it's over, it never is. So just always accept it's not over until the game's done.
Yeah, especially like you mentioned, like we saw in Mirage, 11-4, and yet it came down to 16-12. And at one point, it came down to a clutch, which Bren managed to close out to get the win. So, not really count them out, but 9-3. I mean, especially in Overpass, you kind of assume they've done their job here. Dobu out in the open, and Ja's gonna find him. That is just unfortunate. Again, no one nearby to trade. I like aggression on the CD side, but you want to work in pairs. You want to have that sort of a setup where if the aggression doesn't work out, at least you don't leave the fight with a man disadvantage, right? But in the meantime, Urkas has walked all the way up towards T-spawn, but Derek's still got to check it. Urkas even saw his shadow, I'm sorry, but still doesn't work out. And with that, 5 versus 3, 2-man advantage for Bren as we enter, well, not enter, as we are in round number 13, and things have gone from bad to pretty grim for Tiger.
Yeah, things are definitely heating up though for Bren. This is definitely a performance they'll remember if they take down Tiger, but it's one that Tiger will not be able to forget. It'll be one of the talking points of the entire tournament. You know, getting off to this poor start, it'll be whether or not they can recover in the later stages of this tournament if they get down against Bren. And it's just 9 left alone. They haven't even got a single kill up until this point, and finally, the round will end. It's 10-3. Bren reached double figures. And Tiger, the money's not there again. We move into this next round. They're possibly not going to win any more rounds of this half. That would be dire. That would be so unbelievable, really, coming into this final map after what we've seen on Dust 2. We were kind of laughing. You know, Mitch brought up the point, well, okay, it would be incredible if Bren managed to somehow pick up the performance they had in Mirage and come into the final map, and we all just kind of laughed it off like it's impossible, right? And it's actually happened somehow.
It has been a wild series, and in the end, I got to credit Bren. We haven't seen them play much recently. They didn't play the Pro League. They've playing some of these smaller online cups here. Obviously, everything is online right now, but they have been playing events where it's much less at stake than something like an RMR, but right now, taking the fight to Tiger. Yes, Tiger have looked shaky. You can't take that away from... you have to consider that, but at the same time, credit to Bren. I mean, Tiger looks shaky, but they make them suffer for it. Nice opening kill there for Urcast. Always taking a bit of damage. At least he's picked up the rifle and tossed it over to Mr. Cabal, who's got a Kevlar to work with it. But as you do enter the final 2 rounds, it's the final 2 rounds here of the first half. It just looks almost nigh impossible. Uh-oh. That's awkward, but still, Pro and Ja, they combined to get 3 quick kills, and whatever man advantage that Tiger had initially is just dissipated into the net, leaving all the Norcast on the bomb site, and very much an easy kill for Mr. Pro.
Cabal. Well, he goes up, and Jad takes him down. Another round picked up for Bren. 11-3 as we move into the last round of the first half. Could be Bren closing this very, very quickly indeed if they find 12 rounds in the pistol pickup into the second. But Tiger, they are a team that always fight back. We'll see if they can manage it in this. Love another round added to the collection to prevent only the 3 rounds going into the next half. There's a big difference between 11-4 and 12-3.
It's a mental thing, right? Like, you get 12. And I think we've had 11-4 halves all the first 2 maps, right? 11-4 to Bren on Mirage, 11-4 to Tiger on Dust 2. And all on the T side, which is kind of wild, as Dobu trying to be aggressive. How many times does Dobu aggress mid with no trades taking place the moment he dies? Like, at one point, you want to switch it up. And this is just shoddy from Tiger. I like aggression and overpass. I think there are a lot of avenues for aggression on the CT side, but this is one of the worst ones I've seen from Tiger. Hate to say it, but Bren have just looked like the much better team on this map, and even on a Mirage as well. And Dust 2 just seems like a distant memory at this point. It's almost like it never happened. Cabal, jump spotting out. Urcast, Molotov's going to force him out from his position. Now he's going to smoke himself off, and he has to push on out, and he's going to get spotted out by Poppy Chulo. There's still a player inside. It's going to be Cabal and 9. They're going to strike Cabal, trying to find himself a double, but it's all down now to NCL and 9 to make this work. Wits and Derek internally bleeding. Bomb yet to be planted.
Well, that's the cleanup. NCL just lighting them all up. Woods, Derek, and Pro gone in just a second. Click your fingers. And well, 11-4. As we move into the next half, it is continue the pattern. And well, Bren, they did get 11 rounds on the board over in the first half of Mirage, if you remember back. And like I said a little bit earlier on, Tiger did manage to pull that back to a respectable scoreline. So Bren need to be careful they don't let that happen again here. They need to try and shut up shop early on. Into the pistol round, they've got a smoke and a diffuse kit in the hands of Wits. The rest right now on Kevlar. Over for Tiger, a little bit of utility coming in on Urcast and NCL, but the rest on Kevlar as well.
I feel like Bren just overthought that final round a little bit. I guess I know what they're trying to do. Just 3-man pushing up towards CD spawn, get the player there, and then just run up towards the A-bomb side. But considering how low they were, I think it would have been better if they kind of like just played it a little bit more default-ish. The third 11-4 half we've seen so far, Dinko. Interesting scoreline.
It certainly is, and I think Astralis' Zonic generally talks about how the fact 11-4 is one of the most misleading scorelines of Counter-Strike. So we'll see if that's the case here. Tiger with a good bit of utility. We know they can be solid on the T side. I mean, both of these teams can be incredibly weak on the CT side. So it's on to Bren to get off to a good start. Jazz going to hit those footsteps. He's going to hear them coming right down in towards his position. He sees them going to the corner. He doesn't make noise. He doesn't give away any inkling that he's here at the moment. They swing the door wide open and close it and open it again. And now, on Ja, he's going to hear these footsteps. He has the info that they haven't come down to B. His teammates can stay up here on the A-bomb site. And this ain't going to be so good for Tiger, knowing that there are so many players here for the CT side.
Flank coming in as well from Ja behind. Flashbang is good. That's going to keep Poppy at bay. Cabal's going to find Pro. But Pro was the player who was kind of low on health. They're going to try and get the bomb down. The push coming in. And Urcast finds a kill. Wits! You can't miss those! And Urcast punishing Wits for what was a very uncharacteristic whiff in leaving it all on Ja in a 1v3. And Urcast with a brilliant quad kill. I believe we should be seeing his perspective on the replay, but a great round. And considering Dinko, they had all the information, they had the stack, and yet not able to get the kills.
That's the issue, right? You've got everybody in perfect positions to deal with it. You have all the info, you're ready for it, but you just can't deal with their cast.
Mongolian, honorary Australian Wunderkid, I guess. I think for how long he played for Greyhound, and I think it was very instrumental in Greyhound reaching the level they are at right now, right? With being picked up at Renegades and everything. So I think...
I see a world in which Tiger do just start to string a lot of rounds together at the start of this T side, but if Bren don't pick up any rounds in the next 5 or 6, then that's when I see a world in which Tiger pull the comeback. But if Bren win a few here and there in the next couple of rounds, it doesn't have to be convincing, it just has to be a few. And I'd probably still see a world in which Bren take this. So Tiger almost has to be perfect for the next 6 or 7 to 10 rounds right now, just to feel comfortable again. It's hard to call because Bren are so unpredictable. You never really know what to expect from them. So they have to show me that they've got some potential on the CT side before I can really get behind it.
Oh no.
Well, this position's good.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. The Deagle, the body shots picks up the kill. Oh my lord, Pro! He just stopped it just with the Deagle. Oh, this is just a nightmare scenario for Tiger, Dinko. It's all gone wrong.
That could have been an ace. Immediately. He does so much damage onto the 2 remaining players as well. It's 9 and NCL just back it away. corpses all over the floor. How has that happened? Just one deagle in the middle of the monster tunnel. What a play from Pro. And
He was
anybody,
alone.
I know that Prof probably isn't watching from the HLTV guys, but they're probably just cringing right now. The fact that these deagle body shots, like, these are just incredible. You just, no aim involved. It's just spam, 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 and then pulls out the Galil, gets the lineup. Nearly takes down 2 players. That would be the fastest ace I've ever seen. Or one of the fastest, at least.
That was the ace. That would have been insane. The one dig, well, I don't necessarily know if there was a one dig, but hey, at least the first bullet was. But credit to him, he was alone in the B bomb set, and I like how heads up he was. He was like, okay, my teammates threw a smoke. By the way, that smoke was a smoke which completely changed the complexion of that round, right? It was late, and he knew if they're going to be coming in, they have to go for the play there. He went for the little bit of a risky play, but at least he knew the flashbangs, if they pop, it'd be popping behind him, and he wouldn't get blinded. And again, the deagle just working its magic, but credit to him for making it work. Almost gets the ace. I kind of wish he got the ace there. I felt like he deserved it, but Jaw gets found out just duking out with NCL and 9 towards long. Just a scout in hand. This is the force up from Tiger, though. 2 AKs, couple of deagles, a P250 in hands of Mr. Urcast. For Bren, they have lots of scout, but they do have the SMGs and the rifles and wits. He's going to win the duel, and he's going to take a bit of damage, but he will fall back to safety, at least for the time being.
Well, it's going to be Cabal peeking in towards the toilets. Pro goes down, Wits as well. And that's Papachulo and Derek. A 2 versus 4, so good recovery so far from Tiger. I mean, you have to recover mentally from that kind of round. You just come straight into the next one, pick it up, then at least you'll be able to sweep it under the rug. That is a bit unfortunate, though, from Bren. And that's the issue with them. I never really am going to expect rounds to be picked up consecutively. I'm never going to expect Bren to go on a run on their CT side because they just seem incapable of doing it. So that's why I'm very much talking about the point that we need to see a few sporadic rounds come in within these first 5 or 6. And then eventually, hopefully see 2 in a row or something along those lines. And then Bren can take it over the line. But I'm expecting actually a pretty close scoreline to end this game.
Yeah, I feel the same. I feel the same. It's kind of like Bren. It's also a mentality thing, and I've noticed with a lot of the Asian teams I've had the opportunity to play against, to play with, to cast. It's a lot of like, once you have a big lead, they don't play to win the game. They play not to lose, and I think that is it's been off-stated, but I feel like that's something that is a problem for a lot of these teams. I saw with Tai Lu against Mouse Sports in the China Asia Championship, the CSE event, which PGL did last year, right? They were leading. They won the first map. Second map, they were in match point, 15-7 or something like that. And then they just stopped playing the way they were. They just started, turtling up and playing very passively. And this is primarily on the CT side, where you have the option of turtling up. And we see this happen again and again. We saw this happen to Bren on Mirage. Hopefully, that is not going to be the case here, because if that happens, it's going to be heartbreaking. Getting so close and almost upsetting one of the favorites of the tournament to losing out a very closely fought series. So let's see what happens. So 12-6. It is the force from Bren. They do have the luxury of doing that, considering they literally have double the amount of rounds that Tiger have at this point in time. For Tiger, they need to be a little bit more careful with the way they approach some of these rounds. That pro round, I think it's going to be still in the back of their minds right now. It's very, very recent.
Well, NCL and Urcast peek out in towards along early on. There's one player over here in the form of Wits. One in the bathrooms itself as well. There's Ja with his MP9. 48 seconds to play, a bit of a slower approach, but it's going to work out for Tiger. Going to pick out the man advantage. Dobu finding success on towards Derek on this B-bomb site. And now they'll be at the ready to commit in towards the B-bomb site. Currently around the corner, waiting Papachulo. Here we go again, Deagle!
Oh. 25 seconds didn't go. They need to go for this.
Not again. Surely not flat. No way, the Deagles do it again. There's a chance for Papachulo, but luckily Cabal and Ocas are going to clean up, but Wits on the double with a Scout. Jack coming in with the MP9. Now 1 versus 1, 10 seconds. He just needs to delay. He's going to run around the pillar, playing the time, but he will go down. Just unfortunate. Bren could have had a 13th round out of nowhere there, but Cabal saves the day at 3K.
I felt like he played it to perfection till the very end when he went for the face. I guess he thought at that range MP9, yeah, completely forgivable. Like why he would want to go for the face there. But again, it looks so very scary for a moment there with the Deagles. Wits especially with that Scout. He has been really, really on point. We saw Dust 2 as well, that crazy jumping, no-scope, wall bang headshot with the Scout and Dust 2 on the A bomb side as well. So good damage being dealt out by Bren here, but losing the round means it will have to be a full eco. Just the USBs this time around. Tiger, slowly but surely, they are trying to drag this one back. And this should be round number 8. And with that, they're going to cut on the deficit with just 4 rounds, Dinko. And we know how Counter-Strike is. Sometimes it was like, it can be 12 rounds of gap, then suddenly it's 8, and before you blink and you miss it, it's going to be everything tied up.
The stack. Papachulo on top of his teammate's head. Shouldn't really be expecting too much from Bren, even with this sort of gimmicky play. Maybe 1 kill, but should be cut through pretty quickly by Tiger. Going around the corner. You're going to see the players in the tower, and they're going to topple it. 1 kill does come in from Wits. We are now looking at Derek and Pro, probably just sliding away out of this round. 12 to 8 on the board, 4 rounds away from evening things up here, Tiger. The next round's where it kind of gets interesting for me, because Bren will be able to get the buy-in again. We'll get the rifles in play, the utility. Pro, ooh, top of the connector, spots Dobu, does damage. That nade should finish him off, and oh, well, he was kind of expecting him to run back. What? How does Bro stay alive? How does Cabal manage to get in time there? Dobu, I don't know how he stays alive. Bro just doesn't get the kill. That's a little unfortunate. 12 hit on the board. Ran only 4 away from victory, but and again in this scenario they don't really have a whole lot to play with. So another half-fight scenario where they get the pistols in play. They could purchase up the rifles again, Blair, but obviously that would result in a pretty weak buy in terms of utility. They'd be lacking a lot, so they're going to save up for the next round. So this should be a 9th round on the board for Tiger, and well, they're right on the comeback trail.
I appreciate and respect Bren's discipline not to just go for the force buy, and I can see why they would feel tempted, right? Or, you know, they have invested a little bit on some of the Kevlar and the Deagles, and why not? How many rounds are we going to be seeing won just by the Deagles? We don't know, but a fast play coming out from Tiger. I like this. They kind of throw the pacing off a little bit this time around. Bren not expecting a fast hit towards B, and they explode out, and Poppy CZ is going to find one, but NCL with a quick trade. Leaving it down to Wits and Ja. Nowhere close. I mean, they're close to the bomb site, but this is going to be almost impossible for Wits to make work. It's a 1v4, 5-7 in hand. And the only way he gets a few kills here is if they kind of gift themselves to him. And for Tiger, it's not just about winning the rounds, right? It's also about trying to establish a little bit of an economy, a little bit of money in the war chest in case they do lose a couple of rounds, in case they do give away a couple to Bren. At least they will always have money to keep buying into the game. So not going to go for this. Not going to go for the hunt, which is smart. Wits trying to be sneaky, but gets spotted up by NCL. Almost gets a kill, but the aim punch will be his demise. 12-9. Tiger now 1 round away from getting the double digits. And again, it was an 11-4 half, reminding everyone as the drone comes in with another little bit of the photographer. 4 flashbangs used in a round. That's crazy. Can't be. It must have been in the entire half, I guess. I don't know, Denko. You decipher this.
I disappoint you, boy. Okay. I'll get out of here. No, yeah, I'm not quite sure. I'm sure we can get confirmation in terms of the length of the flashbangs, where they're from, whether it's the half, the round, the game entirely. Becomes much less impressive if it's the entire match. And there's only 4 flashbangs being used. and he's the player that's highlighted. But 12-9, we are looking at Tiger now, really looking quite solid. They've got the AWP in the hands of 9, I believe Not Live was called. A few issues perhaps coming through. That seems to be the Bren side that have been suffering. Pro is the issue, I think, a lot of the time. So hopefully, he's purchased up. So I'm assuming he's not the problem this time.
Well, the full buy though. Like you said, we're looking forward to this. And to be honest, we really haven't seen much from Bren, have we? We have only seen that one round on the CT side off Pro pulling off a ludicrous round with the deagle. Apart from that, the buys haven't really worked on out. Flashbang, enabling 9 to peer around the edge of the smoke. And I think he might have spotted a little bit of a sliver of wits over towards the party area. He's going to be holding that angle. 3 players creeping up towards connector. Bomb yet to be picked up. Drop towards the bottom of the ladder. And of course, we have Dobu just floating around outside of Monster, ensuring no aggression from the CT. So this is pretty good from Bren. They're getting, from Tiger. They're getting a lot of control. They're going to come exploding out towards short. Just posturing for the time being, but we might see aggression from the CTs here. Flashbang, is it going to pop?
Well, Papachulo, that's a little bit unfortunate. Urcas, finding himself a kill. NCL able to back him up, and now this is the start Tiger would be looking for. Exactly the start they'd be looking for. From inside the bomb side, finding one. Wit's able to come back in. Now Dobu. An important kill that keeps the man advantage in play for Tiger, but Wits, how incredible has he been? Another big play on the AWP. Well, it's all on 9. A player that's been relatively quiet over the past couple of days. He's got to pull off a monumental clutch. With 30 seconds left, he switches to the Glock, knowing that potentially Wits is low. The issue is Ja off towards short, full HP on a rifle as well. 9 trying to get forward. Oh, there's 2 angles he has to worry about at this moment. He switches to the AK. He can win this round now, 1 versus 1. But he crosses into the open, completely unaware of short. And luckily for Ja, that is the case, because he'll find the easiest kill of his life. And this is just incredible. Which just cleaning up.
Some clean shots, right? Like, this should have been done. The trades were looking good. Tiger, that was a 3v2, and there was no backup nearby. For Wits, it was do or die, and he makes it happen. He gets a 2 kills, and more importantly, he stays alive for the long time, enabling his teammate to come in from short. And in the end, NCL, sorry, was it 9? Not able to do much there with the AWP. Had to get the block out, switches over to AK as well. But despite that, so bringing to 1v1, Bren will win the round. Now, the thing is, ooh, yes. Haven't seen this at all, but will they spot anyone? Though no one's really going for the boost here. And when you don't spot anyone, how long are you going to wait, right? You're being patient, Dinko.
Very patient. Well, patience doesn't pay off all of the time, but sometimes it does. You just got to be patient, waiting for the time your patience will pay off.
Sometimes it do be like that.
I hate that saying, actually, because there's an inevitability that something might happen.
I hear you. What's inevitable, by the looks of things, is Bren's money getting completely dumpstered again by Tiger. They need to win this round to Bren. You can see the bank looking completely empty, but this is brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant, and I think that was, I don't think it was a full flash, but the timing on that peak. You get 3 flash assists from Urcast. A traitor in the midst. What is going on, Dinko? What is indeed going on here?
Chaotic, and this is the round where Tiger can't really afford to mess up to that extent, so now Bren reached 14, and the rounds may not be clean. They may not be in a great scenario, but in terms of winning rounds, at least they're getting them on the board. And this is what I was talking about. If Bren are to win this, they have to just pick up a couple of rounds here and there. They're never going to go on a streak. They're never going to be able to try and go on like a full string of rounds on the CT side. And that's why we always have to see them post a brilliant first half on the T side. They have to get as many rounds as possible. 11 seems to be enough. Obviously 12 would be much more comfortable for them. But at the moment, 14-9, they are 2 away from victory. They've finally broken that money down for Tiger. And now they're in a position where they should be taking map and series point against Tiger. And just to remind you of the other map, 16-12 in favor of Bren. That was another 11-4 half that they managed to claw out. And then a 16-5 win for Tiger on Dust 2, which was their map pick. They absolutely dominated. We thought more of the same onto Overpass, but it's not the case at all.
100% not the case at all. And Tiger, this is...
Look at Dobu's kills. 6-19, having a bit of a rough time. He's one of the players you talk about sometimes being the star of this team, really showing up and hitting the numbers, and he was yesterday.
Yeah, also, it's like, how many times did Dive just pushing up mid? And with no one to trade there for him. Just dry peaks holding mid, and then Bren just reading him like an open book, right? I wish he varied it up a little bit, and I just feel like those stats just look terrible because the CD side for him, I felt like it was a liability for on the CD side for Team Tiger. We all know what he can do. Very, very competent, and at times might even say the best player in the lineup alongside Urcast, but he has looked not looked his usual self here. And for Tiger, this force buy, I guess it's very obvious if I say it's a must win, right? They have the AK, they have the AWP for 9, they have the Tech 9, a couple of Deagles, and a handful of utility. There's still something to work with here, something to try and get some real estate, trying to push on up, potentially take that A bomb side, 2 smokes, Molotov, a handful of flashbangs. They can work on out, but they need to win a few duels initially. Ja, flashbang's good. Urcast gets spotted out, and Ja gets caught out though. But Cabal, can he win the duel? No, he can't. And it is going to be Dobu to finish it off. That's an M4 picked up. That's an extra rifle retrieved for the T's. As Wits is going to find Urcast, though, towards the long, leaving it down to NCL, Dobu, and 9. Now, they have the rifle to work with, though, Dinko, but they are aware the players push on up. It's going to be Pro. He's going to push on up, and he's going to get a kill onto NCL and onto Dobu before Wits burns him alive. What?
Well, 1 versus 2, 9, 20 seconds. Yeah, it's got the bomb. He can still win this round. They're not really close enough to deny the bomb plant. Now he has to turn this into 2-1 versus 1. Papachulo is going to give him the first fight, but it doesn't matter. Papachulo wins it. Nearly loses that. They certainly have given the chance on over to 9 to win the round, but it's 15-9. Map and series point here for Bren. Can they close it? Bomb plant will afford a little bit of extra cash for Tiger, but it's still not looking pretty.
What do you do if you're Tiger right now? I mean, you have to buy anyway, but...
Yeah, you have to just get the Tech 9s, the Mac 10s, whatever you can, really. Cabal can afford an AK. I hope he goes for that. Or a Galil. Gets a little bit of extra utility. Probably would have preferred 1 AK in play here. Just sacrifice the utility, but... I suppose this is a...
We said coming into this event as RMR defending champions didn't get to play the... Being wasted by Tiger. Derek on the bomb side, the spot side first. Gonna get a nice little flick onto Cabal, but the trades are good, and that is not an ideal incendiary from the CTs. Leaving in a 3v3. Wits almost landing the flick. The bomb will get planted, and they're going for a little bit of a cheeky boost. It's not gonna work out.
Well... 3 versus 3. Low HP on 2 of the players here for the T side. Certainly away, Bren can make this work. They can close it here, almost favored to do so. As Pro comes in from Malta, the footsteps are going to be heard. NCL looks for the fight, but he's going to go down. And now it's just Dobu and 9 trying to make it happen. Utility deploys on the bomb side itself. The defuse can and has to come through at this point. Pro's going to get it done. Just enough time for the defuse coming through here. And it's going to be Bren who walk away with a series win as they take down Tiger 2-1. Not expected, I have to say. Tiger coming into this, one of the favorites for the tournament. Defending champions from the last RMR. And while they lose